Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm off to BCA in Bridgewater to pick up a 2009 Mini 1 in Burgundy. So I picked up the keys, have a quick look around it. As you can see, it does need a little bit of work in terms of blackening up the trims, but the actual bodywork's pretty straight. Being the Mini 1, it's a pretty basic spec. It's a 1.4 6-speed manual. However, it does have some of the mod cons like air conditioning, alloy wheels and metallic paint. I know the headlights need refurbishing. Interior doesn't look too bad either. Just a few stains here and there on the seats. Before starting it up, I have checked for the oil levels and coolant levels just to make sure they're all good, and yeah, it started up like a dream, almost a full tank of petrol as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, let's see if it gets me home. When it got me home, the engine management light did come on, but I will get the garage to look at that, so let's focus on the bodywork first. Starting with the wheels, I've got some Redline wheel cleaner stuff, which is pretty decent. So yeah, as you can see, that's the before and after shot, and I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out. Even just giving the wheels a really good clean, it does make the car stand out a little bit better already. So a quick zoom in on the front wheels, you can see again they're in pretty decent nick as well, to be fair. So no refurbishment required on these whatsoever. As I said before, the interior is not too bad, just a couple of stains I need to address on the seats, both in the front and in the rear, and just a pretty much light hoover, along with blackening up the trims as well. One thing I always forget about is the door shut, so I've just given this a quick wipe over with a wet sponge after washing down the car. So again, it's just these tiny little things that make the difference, really. So yeah, that was the before shot, and this is the after. It wasn't too dirty, so not much work needed. Just giving the seats now a quick once over with some kind of interior stuff I've got. Let that kind of dwell in. I'll probably get the drill brush on it as well, just to kind of get it in there and embed it into the material. And then we'll work our way around to the door cards. So whilst that's drying, we'll move on to the headlights, which need a really good polish. Just using my trusty little machine polisher with some Meguiar's polish, and there you go. So yeah, a hell of a lot better. So now they're both done, it just makes the car stand out a lot better than what it did before. I'm going to give the car a whole polish now. The bodywork's in pretty decent condition anyway, so that's before and that's the after. So again, to the eye, it's not a massive difference, to be fair, but it will just kind of prolong that a little bit. So moving on to the trims now. So they are pretty faded. I've got this stuff which I think cost a few quid on Amazon. So yeah, I mean, it's done a pretty decent job. It will last quite a while as well, to be fair, a few weeks at least, but it will run when the rain hits it. So moving on to the tyres, using some Meguiar's tyre gel. This stuff works pretty well. It does last quite a long time as well, being silicone based, and that's pretty much all I needed to do to it, really. The seats have dried out on the inside already, so you'll see from the pictures in a second how well they've come out. But overall, I'm really happy with how the Mini looks. I mean, it's a really nice colour. I haven't really seen too many in this colour before, so I'm hoping it does stand out so that, you know, we get a bit of interest on it. And yeah, it's a lovely little car, especially for first time kind of driver. 1.4 petrol engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox. And yeah, I just love the look of them, really. Just a quick mention to TopDon, who have sent out this wicked little plug and play OBD device called the TopDon CarPal. I'll show you a quick snippet of when I used it recently in a different Mini. It's a brilliant plug and play kit and very portable. It literally just fits in your pocket. So all you got to do is download the CarPal app, follow the instructions, plug it into your OBD, and then yeah, you're away. The features pretty much include a lot of stuff. So it could be anything from detecting engine codes, giving real-time live data when your engine is running or not running. Other perks also include checking your battery's health, to making sure the voltage is decent throughout the winter months. It can reset services, it can do DPF regeneration, and it even offers like a mini dyno with a 0 to 60 mile an hour tracker as well. So they've kind of given me a Black Friday code to use up until the 12th of December using code Black Friday 20. So that brings this little device down to the nice little figure of £31.99. So I'll pop a link to the eBay listing in the description below. And yeah, it's a nice little bargain for summer really, especially with Christmas coming up. So yeah, just thought I'd give them a quick mention. They're not sponsoring the video, it's literally they've sent me a little freebie, so I thought why not give them a really good mention because they've been brilliant. So yeah, back to the video. So that's a Mini sold. It really was a great example once it had been treated for a full machine polish and all the trims restored. As it polished it really well and was a fairly low mileage example, instead of posting on Facebook I thought I'd try and advertise it on Auto Trader instead. Mainly because I've heard pretty much good things about it and it attracts genuine buyers as well. Within a few days after posting it for sale, I started to receive a few calls, one of which was from a local college student who needed a small, reliable runaround. After he took it for a spin, read through the service and maintenance history, he was really happy with it and just complimented on how presentable it was compared to other cars he'd already viewed. He didn't even negotiate and said he'd be happy to pay the full asking price of £2,450 as it didn't need anything doing to it and couldn't point out any faults. So we filled out the paperwork, transferred some funds, and he was soon on his way. In addition to figures, I thought I'd include a timeline from purchase of the Mini right through to the point of sale. So let's continue with the figures. So on the 13th of August, I bought the Mini from BCA for £1,011.96 including fees. I picked it up on the 17th and paid £45 for fuel, which is the premium stuff I generally put in. It did have a knocking noise coming from the suspension and the MOT was running out. So on the 21st of August, it was booked in. So as expected, it failed on discs and pads, so I booked in my local garage in addition to having a service, aircon regas, rear drop links, which is what the knocking noise was, a throttle body clean due to struggling with emissions, caliper and a brake wear sensor, all coming to £614, but that also included me buying my own parts from GSF and was carried out on the 28th of August. The MOT retest was done on the 29th and it passed but still had the emissions advisory. I posted it for sale on Auto Trader for £46 on the 16th of September and sold it on the 21st of September. All expenses come to a total of £1,783.96. I sold the car for £2,450, so I made a total profit of £666.04. As with all the other cars, I also work out the hourly figures too. So it took me 3 hours to pick up and collect the Mini, 3 hours washing and polishing, and an hour to advertise, totaling 7 hours. So £666.04 divided by 7 is £95.15. So not a bad result at all. But as you can see, it took me around 6 weeks to buy, prep, service, MOT and advertise, so the hourly figures only apply to the actual physical work that's been carried out, not the time to wait for the garage, people to turn up, etc. So yeah, I hope that gives you a better and a truer reflection on how I generally sell my cars. Just in case you were thinking it was a pretty easy going, and you want to go on a kind of a similar journey. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Many thanks for watching. Feel free to drop any questions or comments down below. If you haven't already, by all means subscribe. I try and release a video every 2 weeks. Similar kind of content, obviously different cars from time to time. So yeah, I will see you in the next one.